Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's had a wonderful weekend. Don't be afraid to check out our Lightyear review that's up. And but like the episode says, we're gonna be talking some more of The Boys today, specifically episode 5 that dropped on Friday. Before we get started with the spoilers, because we're just gonna Byrne was just telling me we're on season 3. If you haven't watched this, then this ain't
episode 5 of season 3. We're deep in it.
Yeah, the show ain't for you if you haven't seen it yet. Or you should just binge watch it. But guys, don't be afraid to, as always, ring the bell, give us a like, and don't be afraid to press that subscribe button so you guys can stay tuned on all our upcoming rants and stuff. We appreciate all the views, guys. Now let's get started, shall we, Byrne?
Yeah, everybody, like Rise said, we appreciate all that, and for every like and view and share that we get, a puppy finds a home. Yeah, we put a good out into the world comes back and gives good things.
Okay, that's a little
Do you
sad.
love puppies?
I don't want to imagine if it's not true. We'll get into a whole ASPCA thing that makes me cry. Let's keep going.
In the arms of... I don't know this one.
Not that one. There was one that really made me cry every time it came on. I forgot what it was, but it's so sad. But we're talking about the wrong thing. So there was a lot of interesting stuff that happened. The main two emotions you feel, or like situations you would see, especially like this overall season, just co-misery and power shifts. Those are the two I think big driving factors for this episode. Specifically, just the power shift, like that the redhead Ashley, who was always Homelander's assistant and stuff, who took over Natalie Stillwell's position this last season. She is now CEO of Vought because she's the biggest ass kisser to Homelander, so I guess that's a win. Just oh my god, it's I don't hate her until this episode. You know what I mean, Byrne? Just because, just like A-Train, just a coward. I couldn't stand it. She was so cringeworthy this episode, but that's just a credit to the actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the character at all. I mean, I definitely see where she's coming from and where a lot of people in this show are coming from, and that's just self-preservation at this point. There's in the times that are happening, right now, currently in Vought, especially, everybody has to walk on eggshells because of who's in charge. Homelander's in charge now, and anything could set the guy off, and he will hurt you or people that you love. So for someone like Ashley, for her, the position that she's in, going from assistant to Stillwell and then now assuming CEO position, being a human and not having superpowers, I understand why in that scene with her and Starlight, she decides to not bet against Homelander, because as we've been seeing this whole season, that if you bet against Homelander, you're not coming out on top. He's winning at every situation that comes up to him. He is coming out on top, and you don't want to be on the other end of that, because if you do, you're gonna end up like either Edgar or Supersonic, yeah. Supersonics. And so it's you don't want to go up against that guy. And much like the decision A-Train made last week, we see Ashley do the same thing here, where she chooses herself because she's afraid of what the possible outcome of that is. So I think The Boys has done a really good job of making the characters and their decisions make sense. So that's what keeps me from not hating this character, because if I were in that situation, I don't know the decisions that I would make. If I have a megalomaniac superhero as a boss, what do I do in that position? Do I risk potentially trying to side against him, or am I going to just end up like everybody else that did and die?
You're not wrong. I just don't like it. No, I mean, again...
No, I don't think we're supposed to like it. It's a selfish decision at the end of the day, and, for us watching it, we want people to make the good decision, but the more realistic one is the one of self-preservation.
Yeah, no, this one has reflected reality. I think this episode is the best one that reflected a lot of real life events. You know what I mean? Anyone I feel who's kind of stayed up to date with politics can see all the notifications between the two. But then with that, oh my god, what was the other power shift? Huey just is kind of addicted to Compound V. Him and Butcher are, but like Butcher's is like it's that devil kind of thing. Like now that they've had a taste of it, they just want to keep using it. It's like even they're corruptible at that point. And Butcher admitted it when he was hanging out with Maeve and stuff, which I did not see that coming. I thought that was like, oh, well, this is nice, but this is definitely not what I expected. Like, but they're very self-loathing people, and you give them a bottle of alcohol, talk about their feelings and all that stuff, and bam, there you go. That's what happened with them.
They try to like seek solace in each other, and that can only help them for so long. As we see in this episode.
Yeah, I literally for Maeve, just because like the next shot or two after that, she has her confrontation with Homelander, who's just cleaning house at this point. He just he doesn't want anyone who doesn't like him around. He doesn't want anyone who's not loyal to him, which sounds a lot like a real life person. I'm not going to get into it. And oh my god, it was just such a mess up scene on his part, just because. Like, again, the only thing I can sympathize with him, I guess, that feeling like, no, I want people to like me and stuff like that, kind of, here and there, because we don't want to be hated all the time, but, he wants to find, how do I put this? He's chasing after, like, puppy love, not real love, just, like, worshiping him. And when she told him straight up, like, I hated you from the very beginning and every bit of it. Oh, that was bad. I also didn't see that coming. I thought she was just gonna walk away. He was gonna just take it. But when Black Noir just came out right behind her, I was like, oh fuck, that's not good. She tried to poison him last season, so I'm sure he's gonna have her vengeance on. I really hope she's not dead. I'm praying to God she's not dead after this. But that whole answer was inconclusive this episode. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
That scene. Yeah, that was pretty tough, because I knew once she started really laying into him, like telling him that she hated him, and that from the very beginning that the relationship, quote unquote, that they had was purely just for the public eye, and she never had harbored any feelings for him. So that scene, and then the scene where he's in the board meeting, assuming like the leader of the company, and that woman asks him about just a report that they're gonna do, and he totally like shoots her down and like makes it seem like she questioned his authority. We're getting to see now that Homelander is in this position of power that he's been wanting for the last few weeks. Now that he's in there, he's starting to realize that he is, and he's incompetent, and then so he's trying to make up for that by only keeping people around that, like you said, are the team players, or the ones that are only on his side. And that just give him that feedback loop of only positivity, just yes men. It's kind of like another theme that I'll say that this show or this season is really hitting home, and I think that is the theme of like being careful what you wish for, because a lot of characters this season are getting what they want in a certain way, but the outcome is not what they expect. Homelander taking over as leader for the company, Huey getting the superpower, and that taking a toll on his relationship with Starlight, and Kimiko. She doesn't have her powers anymore, and we're gonna see how that affects that relationship with her and Fringy. So all these characters are really getting what they want, but it's not going the way that they want it to.
No, and that's actually a very accurate way of looking at it. I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, no, you're very right. Just everyone is kind of getting what they want in a way, but it's not for the best at all. Especially the Huey, and I love that scene with Huey and Starlight though, where he's like trying to play it all cool. I thought he was being super douchey, but it's because no, I have to lay on some really bad news and hard truths right now. Just there's almond joys. I got White Claws in the fridge. And she's like, "What happened? Just you're gonna need a White Claw for this." Yeah. And then she pounds 3 of them back. That was great. Just she's just like completely baffled by it, and everybody's relationship is just getting strained. Like the boys, like the core group of the boys is just kind of splitting off because Mother's Milk is not liking them using powers. He even said the whole point of us doing this is so we don't give into that corruption. We don't become them. Like, and Starlight just loved Huey the way he was, just normal. But it's also like, could it also be a thing where he is trying to do the right thing? He is trying to be there for her and be capable for himself. Like throughout the whole episode, he's like, "Do you want me, just a gawky loser who's gonna die, or do you want someone who can actually help?" And it's like, shit. I guess you're not completely wrong, but it's, I was kind of thinking like the flip side to her really caring about. I was like, well, do you want to feel like the hero all the time for him? Not that I'm saying that's where she's coming from, but the argument could be made for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If you're seeing it from like his point of view, like he does feel very emasculated with his relationship with Starlight and with his position within the team of the boys. He's sort of like, he views himself as the weakling, and he's only seeing himself for his own flaws, and he feels like the only way to make up for that is to take this temporary V and get superpowers to sort of make up for what he perceives as a lack of like physicality and like actual like physical work to help his friends or to potentially save Starlight given the situation. But what he doesn't realize, is that and the people around him keep telling him is that's not what they like about him. That they never, that's not something that they view as being an asset. Like they like him because he is essentially the moral center of their worlds, each of their perspective worlds. Like Starlight likes that he grounds her. He gives her like something to fight for essentially, and the boys, like, he's the one that keeps them from crossing that line, and we're seeing that now that he's trying to make certain like advancements for himself that he views would make up for his faults. He's breaking up he's breaking up the relationships that he has with these people, and it's really sad to see. And I think we all like either know someone like that or have gone through that ourselves, where we feel that there's a certain part of ourselves, or someone feels that there's a certain part of themselves that they perceive as a fault that no one else sees. It's sort of that self-deprecation, that self-doubt, and it's a realistic trait, and it's really sad to see that Huey is going through this, but it's an understandable thing that we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a real life threat like Homelander, again, that's why I kind of do side with him, but at the same, seeing how it's affecting Starlight more so this episode, I'm like, Huey, maybe you should pull back on it, but we will have to see what happens on the next one with that. Before I get into the Homelander stuff, how about that musical number? That was actually very well done, but just very demented, because like in the hospital, everybody's got their scrubs, and when the people had the I forgot what the little shock chest thing is. The defibrillators. They're using like sparks to make fireworks. It's like, no, this is horrible use of this stuff. But I like that, Kimiko, this is a totally different side of Kimiko, like the real side of her, like where she wants to be, music. She loves music. She wants to be out and about. She loves the fact that Soldier Boy's nuke blast essentially is rid her of powers, but oh my God, Frenchie was such a moron this episode. I was screaming at him when they were in the hospital together, just because it's like, dude, Nina told you what to do. Kimiko doesn't have powers right now. She can't save you, and neither can you at this point. Like, so it was just, oh my. But I mean, you kind of brought up that point, like, how is it going to be now that if it's temporary, if it's permanent, we don't know yet. But
yeah.
So
we don't know, like in this moment where she finally doesn't have powers, the thing that she wanted, it's now like she might potentially need him to save the man that she loves. So it's like, again, it's the monkey's paw situation. You got what you wanted, but not in the way that you expected.
Yeah, it was just, Maeve, Frenchie getting kidnapped. Who's next? It's like an episode of Scooby-Doo essentially.
People are just getting snatched up left and right.
Daphne, Velma, they're all getting kidnapped, and Fred's going missing. Like, who's next? In all honesty, oh man. But Homelander, I think he was actually he's been the favorite part of the last couple episodes, just because like I think it's because he's like he's the Captain America of this, and I'm a huge fan. I'm like, dude, I want to see more of this guy, even though he's a total piece of shit. But this one, he was just full.
Oh,
on
Soldier Boy, you mean?
Soldier Boy, yeah. Who'd I say?
You said Homelander.
Like, that's what I'm sorry. I'm getting the two, Stars and Stripes guys mixed up. I apologize. No, Soldier Boy. He was the highlight of this episode for me, just because his was a very like dark telling of like how some like maybe veterans or people just feel about coming home. Like they should be happy because like, oh, this is what I fought for, but. Or, like, you're upset about people not living the life they want to live. Instead, he was just triggered by the whole rainbow flagged by Maeve's picture, an interracial couple going on. He's just complete... Like, I could just see the disgust in Jensen Ackles' face. It does help with the beard and the hair. But it was enough to trigger him to nuke that building, which I was like, what the fuck, man, is your problem? Well, mostly the Russian music that... did it, which
yeah, I think it was mainly the Russian music. I mean, the other stuff sort of looks like it kind of like confused him a bit, but that Russian music that played was definitely like it gave him that. He has like PTSD. It seems like from his decades of being tortured by the Russians in that facility, which all those flashes to that torture look crazy. Like firing an AK-47 like into his mouth and like. What they described as like making him drink acid and stuff. Like they really put him through the ringer. So again, you kind of feel bad for the guy, even though he is like a total piece of shit.
Yeah, again, the show does such a great job of making everything such a gray area. Like I almost can't stand it. Like there are things I feel bad for that happens to these guys, and then there's others. But then there's a moment that happens right after. I'm like, nope, this is why you deserve this to happen. Yeah, like, that was just crazy stuff. And, oh, shit. Well, should I finish my thought on this, or should I talk about the Blue Hawk stuff? What do you think?
No, yeah, go ahead and finish it.
Let's finish the Soldier Boy
right now.
Yeah. Dude, when they went to go see the legend guy, the guy from Stranger Things, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, again, just another great, like, example of, like, okay, this guy's old school superheroes. It's like very Hollywood-esque, like very I don't give a shit about people or anything. We're here to have fun. They're uncontrollable and all this stuff. Like, dude, no, this is I mean, Vought's not perfect either, but dude, neither were you guys back in the day. Like Payback it sounds like Soups have been awful for decades. I mean, we kind of did know that from season 2 where Stormfront was Liberty and she beat on the lady's brother for being black, essentially.
And it's something that Butcher even says in his scene with Maeve, that the V's, it just sort of like enhances what's already there, So I was like, okay, like at least characters within this universe kind of realize that that's the case, and we've been kind of speculating on that.
Yeah, like just makes every bad part about you worse, or for those that are good, it makes everything better about you. Like, it's very much like the serum from Captain America. Like it either makes you a monster or makes you a hero. So that was just crazy stuff. And then them setting up Crimson Countess, her own trailer was like, damn, this is dark. But not that she's perfect, but setting her up like the goat in Jurassic Park for Soldier Boy to come in, I was like, ooh, that's a painful way to go.
Yeah,
especially when she interrupted a private moment with
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, with Seth Rogen. I forgot his screen name. It was something disgusting, but that was a great little cameo.
I don't remember. Yeah.
The producer on the show is in the show, which I thought that was perfect for him, just being that like submissive dude, just like watching her on a cam and stuff, like
on a webcam show. Yeah,
just on a private show. So bad. Ugh. But the fact that she knew about Russia, so it's like, it makes me think, what are we gonna find out about him? I really want to know why she was okay. People were okay with Soldier Boy going to Russia or like getting taken by the Russians. Like, that's. I mean, again, No, go ahead, Bert. I'm sorry.
No, because she mentions that when she has that confrontation with Soldier Boy, she tells him that the whole team hated him essentially. So there's a good amount of parallel I noticed between her and Soldier Boy, and then Maeve and Homelander. They're these team leaders that people on their team don't like them, you know. So it seems like like either she set him up or was somehow involved in, or you know, to an extent that we don't know what the other members, like how involved they were in getting Soldier Boy captured. But I'm sure that's something we're gonna find out pretty soon, hopefully.
Hopefully, I want answers for that, but that was a great exchange between, like, you know, him all cleaned up with the suit, with his suit on and stuff, with Butcher just, you know, I'm gonna give you her, you're gonna help me out, and again fully nukes her, which I was like, that was a gruesome way to, like, just her charred corpse. I was like, oh shit, I was expecting just nothing there, but he just roasted her. I mean,
just melted.
She was about to self-willingly burn herself with the balls going up her, you know, one of the holes, but that was just, no, that was getting charred to death was a horrible way to go. But him walking out of the smoke was a pretty badass shot, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know,
they make him look cool. I will say that they make him look really cool, even though, you know, again, a very problematic person. But yeah, the Jensen Ackles is just hard to make him not look cool.
It really isn't, man. He really does make this character look a lot cooler than the comics, so that's a plus, but not a great plus for the character. But you know, it's cool for us, the viewers. But then again, A-Train just being a complete idiot this season. Again, I mean, he is. This situation he was kind of trying, because like his brother told him, like, Blue Hawk has been hunting down people in like our area, like black neighborhoods, like, you know. And the more I looked at his suit, I was like, man, he does kind of look like a douchebag, like an old, like those 1920s cops with all the, like, the leather and the hard helmets, the Nazi helmets essentially. Yeah. So, just douchebag. But I didn't realize it, but after the fact I looked up who that guy is because he looked familiar. He's the dude from Always Sunny, Kyle Valenti, like the guy who tried to date Dee because he was getting vengeance on all the chicks in high school. I thought that was like, what the fuck? Like, no wonder you're familiar. Now you're doing this. That's just, oh man, great casting.
Yeah, great casting for a total a-hole.
Yeah. Oh my god, just we saw how that went with the whole apology to the neighborhood of Trenton, and he just looked completely disinterested, completely disconnected from the community. Like, everybody's scoffing at him, but he's trying to play it off like, hey, what's up? Like, we're all friends here. Like, no, we're not, dude. You are not a friend of these people at all. This neighborhood hates you. And his bullshit little apology note that he just pulls out of his jacket. Oh, man.
And he just reads off, like, there's no emotion to it. He's just, like, going through the motions of, okay, I gotta come and apologize, and then, all right, I'm gonna go do my thing.
Yeah, and then the worst thing to hear was just the whole Soup Lives Matter and all that bullshit. Like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Like, that lady was right. It's like, hey, you have powers. We don't, idiot. Like, we can't hurt you, you know? Oh,
yeah, like, how could you feel threatened by someone, a human who is unarmed? Like, poses absolutely no threat to a superhero. Like, there's nothing that person could do that would lead you to kill them. Like, you're just a total monster at that point. And, like, he liked to play it off like, oh, you know, I'm not racist. I have black friends, like A-Train and stuff. Like, again, he hit, like, all those notes of just, like, dude, no, like, let's call a spade a spade.
Or, like, the whole, you know, when you're calling someone racist, that makes you racist. Like,
yeah, that makes you like, oh, okay,
God. And then the bullshit of just, well, it was Antifa. I tried to do something nice for this community, and they ruined that. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, dude, fuck you. Like, you're disgusting. Oh, my God, just such a messed up... Like, we've seen some messed up stuff. Like, the first one was with the giant penis. That was... The regular penis tiny guy was disgusting, but... This was just, like, morally just awful, you know? Like, just because of Blue Hawk, Soldier Boy, and I forgot what... And just Homelander being the universal douche that he always is, but...
Yeah, and then and the fact that he beat up people in the crowd and paralyzed A-Train's brother. Like, dude, like, this whole, performative act by A-Train to sort of, like, gain some, like, relevance and try to, like, use this, like, a corporate way of trying to settle these, like, social issues. It's like, dude, like if he didn't care about these issues before, I mean, now's the point where it's like, dude, like, this is real. Like, you have to, like, set yourself aside out of the equation, and you have to really like see if you can make a difference with these issues. Like you really have to care. Like pretending's not enough anymore. Like look what that led to. It led to his brother paralyzed in the hospital. It's like A-Train, like you really gotta get your shit together, man. It's like it's not good.
If that doesn't wake him up, I don't know what will. I
Yeah.
honestly like A-Train. You just need to die because you're a lost cause, bro. I understand why you're feeling like this and why you're doing what you're doing, but oh my god! But that actor is just awesome. The guy just does
He's
such a
great.
job. Yeah, he plays the best like coward in superhero fandom. But oh man, anything else that popped out at you, Burn, or did we cover all the bases?
The deep, getting a position of power as the head of analytics.
God. The least qualified person for that.
The
Again, just
totally
great
least qualified.
great parallels to real life, man. It was just so spot on. He brings everybody sprinkles cupcakes and just
I love the visual gag of the cupcakes. Analytics and like anal ticks. Like I was like, wow,
Yeah.
like, okay. I was like, I know you guys know what you're doing.
He's an idiot, and then just I'm gonna have you fill out for performance reviews. Don't worry about it. It's just casual, like. But then with Starlight going down there, just wait, where is everybody? Why aren't we working around the clock? Just he got rid of most people. It's only a few of us because he wanted team players. And Starlight, just can I have your other half of your home enjoy? Just oh man, just the commiserating together is found with everybody, all shapes and sizes. So. Just so bad. That deep. Oh, everything's so cringeworthy, but in the best way. It's like, I hate it, but I love it at the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's really well written, so like we like to see it happen, but again, it's just hard not to cringe at it. You're just like, oh man, like this shouldn't be happening, but I'm enjoying seeing it to a certain extent.
Exactly, but yeah, that's it. Burn. We're good. Or anything else that you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. It was a very morose episode. It's kind of like a real downer. With especially like how things wrapped up with Maeve. We don't know what's happening with her. We don't know what's happening with Frenchie. Hughie's relationship with Starlight is messed up. Their relationship with Mother's Milk is broken now that they kind of like broke his trust. So it's like this. I think this is. I don't know if there's anything going to be a lower point, but. This feels like the lowest point of the season so far. So I'm curious to see how these relationships get amended or not. We'll see what happens now that Soldier Boy and the boys are teaming up to take down Homelander. So with Soldier Boy, it feels like we're getting a little bit more of him every episode. So hopefully this next episode will dive deep into all the questions that we have about him.
Like Godzilla or the shark from Jaws, where he's circling the boat, and we're gonna see more of him.
Mm-hmm. See a little bit more.
A little bit more, but yeah, no, that's a great way to put it. Like even though there was a lot of funny and cool moments that happened, there was still just the right ones that just really brought it down. I'm really scared to see what's gonna happen for this season and next season. It's like how is next one gonna be? How low can that one go after this one? So. They just keep lowering that bar or increasing it, and just you got to find that giant gap that they leave. You got to go with it. But until next time, guys. Again, we got Obi-Wan wrapping out this week. Some more Miss Marvel coming at you, and another episode of The Boys. Later this week. So everybody stay tuned, and let us know in the comments, how are you liking this show so far? Is it your favorite season? Your least favorite season? Any cool moments that you guys really like, let us know. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate the support as always, guys. But until next time, stay bodacious and keep on ranting for us.
Yeah, everybody. Thank you for watching, and always, like always, be good, be safe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.